G'day legends, I hope you're as excited as I am right now, because let me tell you, I am frothing at the mouth over making this video. As many of you now know, I've just finished building my dream home on wheels to work and travel this incredible country that I call home, to enjoy locations and sunsets just like this. So if you haven't watched that full van reveal, make sure to head back over and look at those golden nuggets and you understand why I believe this van budget is absolutely incredible. But roll back 2 years ago, when I was in the planning and process stage, I love watching videos just like this to help me understand how much of my hard-earned money I had to throw at this vision and dream to create what I've created today. That's why I've separated the fundamental aspects, what I believe you have to separate into your budget. The first one I'll go through is a camper van itself. Now, I bought a 2016 Fiat Ducato all the way in Western Australia. So I paid $33,500 for that van. Now, I think that's very good. It was just after COVID. Most vans were going for about $40,000 to $45,000. At 70,000 kilometers, that's a bargain for me. But what I've went through and done is included everything that it's cost me. So there might be some fundamental aspects in here that don't relate to your build. Also, if you want to follow along, I've left a link down below where you can download this PDF file so you can watch it as I go through it, or later on the next 2 weeks when you're doing your van budget, you can get exactly what I've spent and rough costings. Remember, it is in Australian dollars. So with flights, coffee, Uber, accommodation, everything, getting it back to South Australia, the police inspection and the rego, that comes to $36,004.25, which I think it was an absolute bargain for a bare shell in very good condition. Now, I want to move on to the exterior, so I'm going to start from the inside, bit to the front, and move all the way to the back. When I was driving back from WA, unfortunately, the big road trains, 50 metre plus road trains, it smashed my windscreen. So I had to get a new windscreen, and also I had a little bit of a ding in the front bonnet there, so I had to get that redone. So there's $950 you would have to spend. Front bar got painted for $250 and the windscreen. So just there alone, over $1,500 that I wish I didn't have to spend, but I did. So the exterior goes from anything from windscreen wipers. So some of our bigger costings here is the Fiamma awning on the outside, $13.55. That was a necessity, so I waited till it was on special, which I can guarantee you need to do as well. I upgraded the headlights to LED, $408. Remember, I live in bloody kangaroo capital of the world. Well, it's the only place we get kangaroos, but for me, $400, it's cheap insurance because I do not want to crash at night. Spare wheel carrier, unfortunately, I was doing a trip when I was sort of getting used to the van, got down a dirt road, smashed the spare wheel carrier from a rock flicking up and hitting it. So $630, ordered from Italy. But my biggest costings from here were the windows. So the Eurovision 2 windows. Now I said in the build where I revealed the camper van, this cost me $2,000, I'd pay it again. When it rains, when there's insects around, they work just perfectly. They're a one-stop shop that you absolutely need. So that $2,000, yes, it adds a lot to my build, but I had quite a high budget, which I'll get onto how much my budget was at the end of this video. So you can see some quite high-end costings, some costings I didn't really need, but had to have. So that comes to $8,500 or just over. So moving on to the interior or the front system. So things on dash mats, but the big costing here was the swivel seats. So in Australia, they have to be compliant, so just shy of $1,200, but once again, it opens up the van, and for me, it was a non-negotiable in the front of the van. Now, when I first bought the vehicle, it had a bulkhead in there, so I removed that and then had to get a trimming from the UK to get a bulkhead trim set to replace that. So there's lazy $700 just there alone. Living in the bubble, once again, those block out blinds. I sleep well, my privacy is there, it keeps the heat out. Obviously in Australian summers, it is roasting hot. So there's $845 there alone. Wouldn't have a problem, recommend that to anyone out there. I'm not sponsored by them at all, but hopefully one day I can help them sell a magnificent product. The upholstery, $549, the mattress, $129. I got a cheap mattress that actually is quite good. A diesel heater, $700. I know it's not a necessity that you need, but for me, living there full time, it is bloody good. So not a huge amount of costings for the interior, but another one as well. So I had a 3-seater when I first got the vehicle. So I went and bought another driver's seat and put that next to me. So there's $1,000 just there alone. But for me, it was really, really important to have swivel seats and to be able to walk through the middle. So getting that bulkhead and getting that middle seat, I had to walk through If I have to get up early and leave somewhere, I can just do that without getting outside, whether it's raining, wind. So that was really, really important. So the interior costings come just shy of $9,000. Once again, adds up pretty bloody quickly. Moving on to the electrical system, because this was the next thing that I installed in the van. Now, I want to start off by saying I had a dream to build a very high-end electrical system. I wanted a luxury camper van, but I really wanted a high-end system. So I opted to go with a full Victron setup. I talked about this a lot in my electrical review, but Victron is not cheap. So you can go through everything from the GX tank, so that's the sensors, the MPPT. Once again, I had to buy 2 MPPTs because I stuffed up again, as you've seen on the 7 biggest mistakes of this van build, but I haven't added that MPPT twice. I've just added it once because you only need 1. I'm going to talk about stuff ups at the end of this video as well. So links distributor, DC to DC, you can see they're not big pricing, they add up quite quickly. The Multi Plus is $2,000. That's probably the biggest thing that, I mean, it's a fantastic product, but a huge cost. But the Servo GX and Touch, they're things that you definitely don't need. But for me, I wanted to implement because I wanted that tank system so I can read out how much gas is left, how much water is left, getting into that more of extreme build. Once again, battery system, I had to get the DC to DC legally installed, so I didn't do 2 things in this entire van. Run a cable from the front battery to the back battery. We legally can't do that in Australia, and also the gas system, so I didn't do those 2 things. Then it goes all the way through, so you've got Ruby tags, which is the sensors outside to get the temperature reveal. But there's things I want to talk about here. With my electrical system, I budgeted $10,000 for the electrical system. And I went well over that, I'll tell you that right now, because of cable. I budgeted for my Victron setup and it came to about $4,000. I was happy with that. I knew I had to get like a fridge and all that sort of stuff as well, which we'll get onto in the next section. But what really killed me was the additional extras for such a big unit. So you can see here, there's quadruple zero wire, which is one of the biggest wires you can get for 12-volt system. I spent $800 alone on 2 3-meter lengths, so in negative and positive. That's crazy. The quadruple wire lugs cost me $200 alone for the copper. The A&L fuse, $100. So a lot of these things I didn't budget in when I first designed the van. They really killed me and probably got close to adding up to well over $2,500, which I just didn't budget for. So my electrical system, which I call the bare necessity electrical system, was just shy of $10,000. But now I want to get into the electrical camper van system. So this is like LED strips, downlights, propane gas detector, max air fan. This is where I knew the budget would be sort of blown out because of those wiring that I had to get. Because the $2,500 to $4,000 I had set alone was basically for this system. So big costings here, which I knew I was going to get. Max Fan Deluxe, so I wanted the Deluxe so it gets some light in. Got also the Starlink, which you don't need. That cost me $750 alone. So they add up quite quickly. Quite small costings. They're like PowerPoints, $90. You know, USB interiors, switches, LED strips. Then all of a sudden you go down to the bottom, $3,000. Just bang, gone like that. So there's that $3,000 that I budgeted into the electrical setup, but very quickly went over. And we haven't even got into the kitchen setup for the 12-volt as well. So now I'm going to get into the overall kitchen. This goes from oven, fridge, all the way to the actual hardware wood itself. So my 2 non-negotiables were the fridge and the Thetford oven. I wanted a full-size oven and a full-size fridge. There's $3,000 or $3,200 just gone alone. Then we get on to the actual cabinets itself. So this is the entire cabinet setup apart from the bench top, $2,500. You'll see one there, which I never wanted to reveal, was the 3D cutlery tray, $415, the biggest waste of money in my entire van. But you can see everything else sits around $100, $200, but just you've got quite a few of them. You'll see there the gas setup, $300 just to get that installed there. And yeah, it goes everything from paper towel holders, tea towels, so you can see the full budget breakdown. So I'm including everything that I'm putting in there, from, you know, saucepans to the works. The last one on the list was an additive later. It wasn't part of the original build, and that was the Bushman freezer in the back. So $1,500 there gone alone. So between 3 appliances, you're looking at $5,500. You can save a lot of money on that if it's not important to you. Bang, kitchen, 12 grand, completely gone. Plumbing setup, I went the safe mode with the plumbing. So the appliance that I got, Camac water system, so it's a gas hot water system, just over $1,000, which I think is actually really, really good. When you compare it to the market, you can get up to $3,000. And then also the Shore Flow water pump, because it's extremely quiet. They're probably my two biggest costings out of there. But then the other costing that really added up, which I don't think I got correct in here, I went full John Guest system, so it can be repaired anywhere in Australia. Very simple to use, especially for me. I think everything I've done with plumbing, something leaked. But plumbing for me was just trying to be simple, effective, and go in there. I can run off just water if I plug into a water system in the caravan park. Yeah, you can go through that. It's quite a long list. It's the longest list. So $3,500 minus the hot water system, and you're back to $2,500. So I think that's quite good. Now this goes on to the accessories. This is pretty much all that's sort of left. One of the things I wanted to do when I first got, I didn't have to do, was I upgraded to all-terrain tyres. So I've got $1,500 there for all-terrain tyres. Do you need them? No, but I need them because I want to do as much remote off-grid as I possibly can. So I've paid more money towards that. Once again, in the accessories, not huge costings, but add up really quickly. Now I have put in there as well some tools that either broke down that I didn't have, also some tools that I had to get that were specific to that I now carry in the van. But I've gone all the way through from phone holders. I broke one. I can see I've added it in there twice. I probably shouldn't have added that in there twice. But you'll see in here like bed sheets and towels. You might have some at home that you can just chuck in quite cheaply. And then tools and that sort of stuff. You might have seen a video I just done about 7 ways to save money. Sorry, it's coming next week, so you haven't seen it. 7 ways to save money. One of them is buying secondhand. Bit of a teaser. If you don't have tools, look at secondhand, it will save you a lot of money up front. But it goes through from plants to bunning daughters. And I think I have missed a few things on this accessories list, and that's what I want to talk about pretty much right now. So my full van, sorry, that accessories come to $5,500, but once again, a lot of that was just the tyres. So my total expense was $87,000. Now, this is something I want to speak about. What I would do with my total expense, or the budget I originally had, was add about 3 to 5%. And the reason you add that is for fluff ups, basically. Wood that you have to go rebuy that I didn't add on here, tools breaking down, things that you'll forget. For me, that wiring was one of them, absolutely stupid. So you will, not when, you will forget things to add into your budget. So just have a float or a kitty in there that you can add a little bit more money to, because you will make stuff up. So whether it's wrong cuts, 80 bucks on timber, or it's a big mistake of, you know, hopefully never, but damaging your fridge or something like that, you need that sort of float safety balance to make sure you're going to be okay in the longer run, because it can add up pretty quickly. Now just remember to go through and download this. You can download this PDF file and take away the things you do need, you don't need. Now getting onto my budget setup, I had pretty much $100,000 set aside to put this. Now, I didn't have $100,000 at the start. That's why it took me 2.5 years to do this van, is because I had to go away and work and come back and do certain things and earn some money that way to put into this investment. And even now, I've got hardly any money to travel Australia because I built my dream, but I know I can go out and work and do a few things and recoup that money into my dream. It was my dream to build this dream home on wheels, to travel Australia and work around. So for $100,000, I'm $13,000 short of where my budget was. So I'm extremely, extremely happy. Now, if you compare this to other manufacturers out there, I'm not going to say who they are, but in similar builds, they're very much just beaten together and put in there. You're looking at $190,000 plus. Now, people probably think, what? That's absolutely crazy. But if you research vans similar to this, they're already pre-built. It is crazy how expensive they are. And none of this includes how much my time was. I don't know. I couldn't even tell you how. I'd probably say a good 6 to 7 months full-time work would go into building this van that I built. So add that up per, I'm going to put it over here, add that up per Australian minimum wage at $33 an hour. Over a 40-hour week, I was easily doing 55 to 60-hour weeks at a minimum, sometimes sort of 70-hour weeks when it was really full on, me and my dad. Not even paying my offside, my old man, who's a qualified, you know, boilermaker. He'd be on the big bucks. So when you don't even equate your own time into it because it will blow the budget out ridiculously. But what I'm trying to say is when you do it yourself, you're probably saving $40,000 alone. So do it, gain the experience, save the money, and the most important thing, sit back. When I sit in that chair at night and just look around and think, I built every single thing in here, it is such a proud moment. Whether it's a male thing, I'm not sure, but it is such a proud moment in my life to sit back and look at what I've built and to bring me locations just like I am today. It is very, very rewarding. What I want to know from you now is, one, if you've built your van and finished it, let me know in the comments below how much your budget come to in total, were you over budget or under budget. If you're on Instagram, have some photos of your van, please tag me in them. I'd love to see them at Matthew Storer Travels. I'd love to see your vans and let me know from that how much your budget was. Or secondly, if you are building and designing your van right now, how much is your budget? And do you think you can stick to that budget? Because it's always so bloody interesting. I generally think my van's probably closer to $93,000, $94,000 because I didn't add a lot of things I had to buy twice, didn't buy the right first time. But guys, that is me done now. I'm gonna enjoy the rest of this sunset and just sit in my van and be so proud of it. I can't wait to see what you guys build and come well under budget. I got no doubt about that. But I'll see you in this beautiful country of Australia, traveling somewhere, enjoying sunsets just like I am. See you on the next one. Ciao.